phone call from my parents one day. And they said, we don't know what to do about Max. Elliot, as you know, we just returned from a 3-week cycling trip in Chile, and we told him so many times not to have an unauthorized party in our house while we were out of town. And God bless him, he tried. He really did his best to clean up, but you know, there were the telltale red Solo cups under the couch, and a mysterious stain on the rug, and some kid we'd never seen before passed out in our shower. And the signs were there. It was clear what had happened, and we don't know what to do. I mean, you know, Elliot, you were always so responsible and trustworthy and reliable and intelligent and handsome, and Max, he's never really been any of those things, and we can't figure out where we went wrong. This was like 10, 12 months ago, and it was like 10, 12 years ago, and I said, look, I understand how frustrating this must be for the two of you, but I've known Max his whole life. I shared a crib with him for like 3 years. I know him pretty well, and I see the potential in him, and I really think that if you give him a little bit of space and a lot of time, exercise a little patience, I really think he's going to get it together, he's going to turn it around, and he's going to make you proud. I had no reason to think this was true, but I was on my way to a concert, and I didn't have time to give my parents parenting advice, and I figured that would shut him up. And I don't know how he did it, but I will always be so grateful to Max for proving me right. He did get it together. He did turn it around. He graduated college. He got a great job with a very promising company called Living Social that was not in any way a ripoff of Groupon. He adopted an adorable, tiny pit bull puppy dog named Mo. To everyone's shock and surprise, when Living Social was forced to downsize and Max got cut, he took advantage of the opportunity, created an amazing nonprofit. And most importantly, he met Samantha Redmond. Now, I met Samantha a short time after that. I thought she was great. I had very few concerns, but I was a little worried because, as Joel said, when you date Max, you basically sign on to be a full-time caretaker. And Max, I think, is very good at projecting a certain external illusion of normalcy, but if you've ever seen this kid standing in the kitchen in his underwear eating pine nuts and singing along to Queen because he thinks nobody's watching, he's a little weird. And I could see that Samantha really adored him and thought the world of him, and I was worried she might not understand what she was getting into. I took her aside at one point and I said, Samantha, I think you're great. I think you two are great together. You're such a wonderful couple. I'm not sure if you fully understand just how weird Max is. And I was prepared to give several specific examples, but she actually interrupted me mid-sentence. She said, no, Elliot, I think he's like so weird. And at that point, whatever concerns I had were alleviated. And I shouldn't have had any concerns about Samantha because, and I think a lot of you know this, long before Samantha signed on to become a full-time caretaker to Max, she was at least a part-time caretaker to a different Max, the elderly wiener dog that lives in the Redmond house. In what I think could only be a sign of the Redmond family's esteem toward my brother, the dog is referred to as Max, and my brother in their house is referred to exclusively as Max the Human. But Samantha, what I think you've now learned through the years is that taking care of Max the Human isn't really that different from taking care of Max the dog. Pat him on the head every once in a while and tell him he's a good boy. When he poops on the bedroom floor, and he will. You have to be stern, tell him he's done something bad, and not to do it again. And when there's a big, scary thunderstorm outside, you just hug him really tight. So I think you're going to be fine. You seem to have it under control. You can call me anytime if you have questions. And I'm just so thrilled to formally welcome you into the Levitt family. Your keys to the house in Aspen should arrive by mail in 4 to 6 weeks. And I'm just so thrilled to be a part of your lives as you grow and live together. Thanks.